I should have been recording that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well,
people get tired of me talking about stocks and
yeah.
shit. I mean, doesn't mean shit. Oh man, look at those arms though. Hell yeah.
Coming through.
Welcome to another edition of the Alpha Geek Podcast. I am your host. I'm Antoine the Juggernaut Britt.
And I'm Taras Denisenko.
Taras Denisenko. No name tag today?
And look at no name tag today. And look at those arms. Look at those arms.
Jacked.
Yeah.
Jacked. Man.
A lot of stuff going on lately, huh?
A lot of stuff going on. So we came in from the previous podcast, kind of we talked about a lot of shit on the last podcast, but I think when we didn't touch on the fact that we're getting like so much content. We touched on it a little bit, but we didn't get in depth about all the content that we're going to be getting within the next 30 days.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of stuff over the next 30 days. So we're going to talk about that a little bit, along with a little bit of social news.
Yeah.
Diddy still fucking up.
Yeah. And just some more changes in Disney is happening. But yeah, that's
So let's start with the Disney thing, because I have something. So off air, Taras and I were just talking, and I don't know if anyone's seen, I'm sure people have seen it, the Pandaverse. South Park does these Pandaverse episodes. They did one in 2023, and they just released another one, which I haven't seen yet. I saw highlights of it because Mike Zero was talking about it on his YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
I watched it yesterday. And so if you haven't seen that, they basically take what is happening in Disney and Star Wars, and they do a parody episode. South Park has done hundreds of parody episodes. I mean, and it's equal opportunity. They make fun of black, white, Asian, gay, straight. Like there's nothing off limits. And I think that's why people kind of appreciate it, because they really don't have a dog in the fight. They just, this shit is going to be funny, so we're going to do it. Yeah. And so anybody can watch it. Well, they just released this second Pandaverse episode talking about and touching on everything that's going on in Disney as it pertains to new directors, the DEI agenda that is, for all intents and purposes being pushed down the fans' throat. Mm-hmm. So now that they have kind of got their hands on it, South Park has got their hands on it. Now it's starting to become a little bit more mainstream news about what Disney is doing as far as putting actors and actresses in roles that aren't that the original people or the original characters may not have been those colors or those genders, whatever. So what do you think of that? Do you think, and now I feel like the word agenda is being thrown around a lot, and I'm not so sure that agenda is an accurate term all the time. All the time. I do think that some of this content is being pushed in a very propagandic way. But sometimes it's hard to tell the difference, right? Because just a little change here and a change there might not be a quote unquote agenda, but some of it is like, it's glaring that they're trying to kind of push this content down our throat. So I think it's interesting.
It's funny you should say that. Is it not an agenda? Because that word sounds like Bob Iger says it's not our agenda. We just want to implement it, which sounds like an agenda. I mean, it's like it is what it is. It's an agenda, right? So I don't know. I don't know. I do know, just talking about like the Star Wars thing, that George Lucas came out. He was questioned about, well, if your lead stars in Star Wars were these white guys, like where was the diversity in it? And he's like, well, he's like, the whole point of the being Star Wars and aliens is that there's a huge amount of diversity, because you have different colors, species, everything. So it was really interesting reading this article. Somebody, I think it was at the Paris something or other, somebody interviewed him about it and questioned him on it, and was like, this was your goal. You kept all these other people out. He's like, no, that's not true. He's like, look at the cast, or look at, not the cast, but look at all the characters. He's like, nobody knows the Star Wars universe like I do.
Right.
And he's like, and I created this to be the most diverse thing, to have all these things. So I don't know.
Yeah. And so all the movies, all the content that we consume, movies, TV shows, whatever, they're obviously a sign of the times, right? So if we all know that, there's no surprise that, the majority of America is white, right? And so it's our content that we get is a reflection of the environment around us, is in the environment around of the people that are making the content. So there's no surprise, like if you were to look at a primarily white cast, that's a reflection of the America that we live in. There's nothing good, bad, or indifferent about it. It's just the way that it is. So for us to, so if a fan of this content, again, because it is signs of the times, a reflection of our environment, says, okay, we don't like the fact that you cast blah, blah, blah as an Asian guy and we're used to seeing this person on the pages of the comic book or in the previous movie that were made in the 70s and 80s as a white guy. By casting an Asian or a Black or Puerto Rican person in that role, is that an agenda? And I think that's where some of the breakdown kind of comes, because I think we can all agree that diversity in film is good. It's good to have women coming in. It's good to have people of different races coming in. I think it's good anyway, because it gives everybody representation in every film. Like the people who love Star Wars in the 80s, even though there were very few Puerto Rican guys in that movie, you still love the movie. But when you see a remake of it now, and there's a Puerto Rican guy there, you're like, okay, that guy looks like me. And so it gives you a little bit more of a connection to the content, and you can appreciate it a little bit more. Does that mean that the fans that are used to, again, pages of the comic book or the content that came out 70s and 80s are less represented because that is a thing, So I just think that's where the kind of fans are starting to, I feel like fans are starting to pay attention to the wrong details when it comes to the content that we're absorbing and how they feel about the content that we're absorbing. And I think Star Wars and Disney, they just might be like, they're the punching bag right now because they're doing so much of it. And they, full transparency, they are changing a lot of the IP that we're used to seeing. So I just think that, they are the punching bag when it comes to that.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I didn't make, my thought is like why the fans are getting upset is because you're making Luke Skywalker a joke and you're taking the main hero of the whole franchise and just trying to get rid of him. So I feels like that's kind of what it is, but, so I don't know.
Yeah. And they are. They are. And I think, again, diversity is good, but when you pivot so far away from what kind of made Star Wars, or made Marvel, whatever it is, then it's inevitable that you're going to get pushback from the fans. And fans are not going to like that shit.
Yeah.
So, just like who was the director that said that Marvel is going downhill because the majority of the Avengers are male. Who was that?
Oh my God.
Who was that?
I don't know.
It was somebody on the Star Wars side. No.
I don't think I heard that.
The She-Hulk actress.
Oh my God. She's just, but
she's
she's attacking everything. What's her name? Yeah.
Tatiana Maslany.
Yes. She's suing Disney. She's going after Ryan Reynolds. She's just mad because she's banked on her career and her career's tanking and she's blaming everybody else but her decision to be in the Marvel universe. There's the people who complain the most and scream the most, typically in Hollywood. I think, especially with the current environment in Hollywood, like, let's face it, Hollywood people are not the best of people.
Yeah.
They're just not.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's a question for you.
Okay.
This is interesting because I feel like we might be right down the middle on this one. So we all know that there was a huge part for her in the third act of Deadpool Wolverine. All right. Ryan Reynolds decided he didn't want this to happen, so he cut her. She's not in the movie at all.
Right.
Right. Do you think that because there is such a push to have more female leads in Disney/Marvel that Ryan Reynolds is obligated to have her in this film?
Like, what do you?
Just from a diversity standpoint, like She-Hulk, she was a thing. The show was a thing. You know, I guess it did pretty well. It didn't do as good as Disney hoped, but it did okay. It had a fan base. Do you think, with obviously Deadpool is going to be the biggest movie that Disney has done in the past 4 years, 3 to 4 years, or Marvel has done in the past 3 to 4 years? Do you think there's an obligation by him and the writers and the director to kind of push?
So when you say
through the movie,
obligation, like on his end or on Disney's end, or
both, because of course, if Disney had their say, then she would be definitely in the movie,
right? I don't. I mean, if he's the writer, if he and another guy are the writers and creators of a movie, and he sees it a certain way, then he has the right to do whatever he wants to do. I mean, if he feels like, for the sake of the story and the quality of the movie, and She-Hulk doesn't, I mean, how would she fit in there? I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I understand the question well enough.
Yeah. So
what are you trying to say?
Do you think that Tatiana Maslany has
something around Reynolds?
No. And man, you're touching that. Do you think her frustration that she was cut from that movie, do you think is legitimate? Do you think that she should be upset that she was cut from the film?
No. I don't think she has any right to. I think her role was pushed from a corporate standpoint because they're trying to, Disney from a corporate end is trying to make sure their streaming service survives, and Hulk was on there, and they had these other seasons, these other content, and they're hoping to use this as a springboard to promote that. And so people go to Disney Plus and subscribe.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, but I couldn't agree more. But there are people out there who believe that people like Ryan Reynolds, people who have power as it pertains to this IP that we're getting from a cinema standpoint, that they have an obligation to do their part to diversify these films. And if Disney says, okay, we have this She-Hulk property that we're trying to, like you just said, trying to push through streaming. It had a little bit of popularity. We want to try to boost it. Put her in the fucking movie.
I'm still not sure what the term obligation means, because I don't know. I kind of don't know where you're going with that. Like, I'm not sure.
Yeah. So let's just let me use it like a analogy, like a scenario here, and say, boy meets girl, right? Okay. Boy takes girl out on a date. Boy has a friend that is best buddy. Girl has a friend, her best buddy. Girl's best buddy is single. Girl gets boyfriend to say, hey, my friend's single, your friend's single. I want you to hook your friend up with my friend. Buddy's like, well, I don't want to hook my buddy up with your friend because your friend's a piece of shit. girlfriend gets mad because it shouldn't matter if my girlfriend's a piece of shit. I asked you to do it, so
Yeah.
and you're with me, so you should do it.
Yeah.
Do you think boyfriend now should have maybe obligation is the big word, or a word that is maybe too strong here, but should he feel pressure to introduce his friend to this girl, even though he does not want to at all?
Yeah, I'd say dude should get a new girlfriend because she's bullying him, and she doesn't have, like, what's her intention? Like, her intention isn't about, I mean, now she has an agenda.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
exactly.
It's agenda. So that's
exactly.
It's all agenda driven.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and I feel like that's a really good analogy based on what's happening in Disney right now. Like, they're getting all these stars that know that have power, like Ryan Reynolds, like the Robert Downey Jr.'s, like the Chris Hemsworth, whoever has power in these, and power is based on popularity, right? To say, okay, you're the guy. We love you being here, but we want you to.
Yeah.
We want you to.
Yeah, I mean that's
your friend to date our girl.
Yeah, and I think Disney. I think whatever, and I don't know if it's Disney or Bob Iger or whoever's making these decisions, they're all agenda driven. Like in recent news, Nelson Peltz sold all his Disney stock. He's out. He's done.
Totally. Oh, he's done.
He's done. He's gone. The activist investor is cashed out, made billions off of it, and I think he just threw in the white flag. I mean, who knows what his intentions are or why he did it, but he's totally out.
Is he still on the board? Does he have a board seat?
No, he lost the board seat. Yeah, he lost. That's why he was fighting to be on the board, and he lost that vote. And 2 days ago, today is Thursday, May 30th. Yeah, and 2 days ago, he sold all of his thousands of Disney stock. So I don't know why he did that, but that's a sign of the times. And so another thing that's kind of happening too is, if George Lucas is being interviewed on why Star Wars is the way that it is, was there a deal done with George Lucas to side with Bob Iger? And is that Star Wars? So is George Lucas the guy with the power and nudging now and saying, hey, you're obligated now to me because I voted for you and I want my IP back to be the way it was. And if you want to mess with the stuff, make yourself a new one. So, I don't know.
Man.
And if Stan Lee was still around, like, what would Stan Lee say about what they're doing with his stuff? Because it's his vision. And so if somebody comes in and says, I'm not a fan of this, but I think you should change it. You made this and I don't think it's right, so you should change it. I'm like, but why?
Yeah. It's man, and I think Marvel has, and I can honestly say that I'm a way more of a Marvel comics fan than I am a Star Wars fan. I mean, full transparency. And I can honestly say that what we're getting from Marvel post Endgame is nothing like what got us to Endgame. That 10-year span from Iron Man 1 all the way up into Endgame. It's what we're getting now is nothing like it. I honestly and really, I don't think that even Deadpool Wolverine is going to be like it. I think Deadpool Wolverine is going to do very well. And, since they introduced the multiverse stuff, I think that's given Marvel a lot of liberty to change a lot of things that they couldn't change before Endgame. Right. Yeah. So, and it's going to be interesting to see how Deadpool Wolverine do, and then what comes after that. Like, we all want Deadpool and Wolverine to do well. I think it's going to break $1 billion, but what if the next 3 movies are trash again? Like, just like the last 3 movies. And like, then,
but Ryan Reynolds came out and said that Deadpool and Wolverine, which is funny because it's like, why are you pushing the She-Hulk thing? Because he was like, this is not a sequel. This is not the third Deadpool. It seems like he wants to make this a standalone film that is just a film that's just a good, crazy roller coaster ride of a film that just is gonna like push a couple buttons for people and just gonna take you on this crazy ride, and that's it. It's a one shot thing.
Yeah.
And then he'll circle back around and then you can get back into maybe developing new storyline. I don't know, but it seems like that's what he was kind of going after.
That's how all the Deadpools have been. They don't connect. They kind of pull pieces from all the stories, but they don't connect to any particular story. But that's when they were with Fox. It couldn't play into what was happening canon with the MCU because it had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But now it's different because now you do have all those characters to play with, and you have to, like, we all know that there's gonna be the Ant-Man cameos, and I think there's a Doctor Strange cameo. Like there's gonna be some a bunch of MCU characters in this film. So again, I mean, I don't know, part of me feels like that this is gonna reset everything.
I hope so. I hope it does. Speaking of cameos, Mark Wahlberg. Did you know he was in Deadpool?
Mark Wahlberg was?
Mark Wahlberg was. He played or he's gonna be doing a cameo.
Oh, okay.
There was a scene where Deadpool and this redneck looking dude were in the back of a pickup truck talking about or maybe that was, I just saw a video where somebody posted about he's just there on the back of the pickup truck and he has this adverse reaction to toilet paper, and he's saying how bad toilet paper is. Maybe this is going to be a cameo thing.
I hope it's something coming because God, I'd be upset if I missed that.
It's hilarious. It's like I had no idea it was Mark Wahlberg. It looks awesome.
Oh,
but
Marky
anyway,
Mark.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of, he was accused of murder.
Mark Wahlberg.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, right? That's
yeah. I find that more believable than him being in Wolverine. No, joking, totally joking. No, what happened with that?
Well, I don't know if you want to pivot away from the X-Men thing. By the way, X-Men '97, awesome.
Yeah, right. You finished it
yet? Not yet, but it's so good. Well, now that all this P-Diddy stuff is coming out, one of the reasons Mark Wahlberg got out of music was because of Diddy. He's like, I don't want it. He didn't want anything to do with it. And I guess he tried to kill somebody, another guy in music, I think, but he went to jail and he got accused for aggravated assault instead of attempted murder.
Mark Wahlberg.
I was watching this on YouTube and I was like, no way. It sounded like an AI thing. I was like, that's some BS. But I Googled it. Sure enough.
What?
Served a couple months in jail. Yeah.
For aggravated assault. Man.
Back when he was Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. And then he went, because he tried to make it in the music industry. And, now that music industry is so like out there and people posting all this content about stuff like Mark Wahlberg and Kim Kardashian. And have you heard of Jaguar? I don't know. She's got a YouTube channel, but anyway, she's got all sorts of stuff to say about Diddy as well. But anyway,
man.
But yeah. But he's going to be in, the reason I brought it up is he's going to be in Deadpool.
Mark Wahlberg, that dude, that's one of the people who were able to come from music and go into acting and actually did like very well. Yeah. Because we have, you have the Jared Leto's and, you have other actors or singers that go into acting and, they have like mediocre careers, but that dude, he's Mr. Box Office. For a while, he was Mr. Box Office.
Yeah.
Will Smith, another one, he Mr. Box Office. So,
was he in music first or did he get his popularity from Fresh Prince?
No, he was in music first. First album, Parents Just Don't Understand.
Yeah.
And then, they did that and he had that album. And very shortly after that album is when he got cast in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So maybe it was one of those things that acting was always kind of the end goal, and music was just a way to get there. Like we hear about it all the time. Like, Jared Leto, 30 Seconds to Mars, and all the singers that become actors. And then there's a lot of actors that their love is music, like Jeremy Renner and Johnny Depp, and their love is music. They just broke big in acting before the music thing took off. So
Kate Hudson's another one.
oh,
She's
in the music,
yeah, she's got actually a really good voice. Yeah.
Huh.
But
Nice.
yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting about your boy Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah,
man.
dude. Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, he look like he'll fuck somebody up. Though.
Yeah.
He's like all jacked. Even how old is he? He got to be like what, 55, 54, 55
so,
years
yeah.
old, and he's still works out. Evidently, he has this crazy workout. Gets up at like 4:30 every morning and drinks like some whale blood or whatever the fuck he's doing.
But I think it's like hearing about his life, like he was a guy that goes from serving time in jail and flipping it, and because he wanted to be part of because his brother was in
New Kids on the Block.
New Kids on the Block.
Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he wanted to follow in his footsteps. And then he came out Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, and I don't think he ever wanted to get into acting, and then he got cast for something, and it just took off.
Yeah,
so.
he was cast as like some sociopath in was it called The Crush, I believe. He had it was a girl that he was in love with, but he was like a straight sociopath.
Yeah.
And then right after that, he did one of my favorite movies, The Big Hit. Awesome movie. You gotta watch
What
that.
was that one?
It was he plays a hitman. Spoiler alert for a movie that's fucking 40 years old. He plays a hitman that works for this hitman company, whatever, but he hates people not to like him. So
Oh, I think I did see that.
he's in it. But yeah, it's a good movie. It's a really good movie. He ends up getting a girl at the end.
Yeah.
And everything, so.
I think I did see that. But I loved him in, I don't know if you ever saw this movie, Rockstar. He plays, it's so funny. He plays like in a hair metal band. And it's just so funny because Mark Wahlberg at the end of like the end scene credits, he goes back into his hip hop thing and he's just like rapping away. I was like, oh man, he's so talented. But yeah, it's funny.
He's one of those dudes like with that work ethic.
Yeah.
No matter what he decides to do, he'll be good at.
Yeah.
You got guys like that, like The Rock. That dude is just like piss excellence. Shit's money. Yeah, whatever he does, man, he just kills it. I
saw going back to Wolverine that Hugh Jackman was his workout is from The Rock.
Is it?
Yeah, so he would tell him that basically he has to eat 8 hours a day. He's like, it was a really cool like video he made. He's like, it's more than just about pumping iron and working out. He's like, you got to eat 8 hours a day. And this is Dwayne Johnson's workout. And you see Dwayne Johnson walk out and he's like
fucking
a monster.
Yeah.
He's like crazy.
Yeah. That dude, now let's be real.
Yeah. Right.
My boy Dwayne got a little help, but but at that age, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, The Rock is 50 something years old,
gotta be
52, 53 years old. If you take anything to feel good, to look good, fuck it. Do it, man. Do it. He's that dude's that old. He's playing Mark Kerr. He's doing a movie now of the Smashing Machine, name of the movie. And he's playing Mark Kerr.
Yeah.
And that dude was jacked. Mark Kerr was jacked, and he's playing him in the movie. And I hope it's great. I hope it's good. I was looking at some of The Rock's training video for that, and some of the technique looked kind of off,
Yeah.
But from a technical standpoint, Mark Kerr wasn't that great. He didn't have like great technique. He was just a killer, a mauler. And so I hope it is a good movie. I would hate, because me being an MMA fan and former fighter and everything, I would hate for The Rock to come out there and look like a total asshole doing some of this stuff. So I hope it's good.
Do you think Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, is still a hit maker? Because I think what was the last couple of movies he came out with were not big successes.
Were they not? I mean, what was the last movie he came out with was he was in the Fast. Was it 9?
I think so.
He was in Fast 10. He had a cameo at the end of Fast 10, and so we think he's going to be in the second Fast 10 movie. He was Hobbs and Shaw, hit.
But that's old, right? That's old.
It's a few years old.
Yeah.
What has he done? What movies has he? What was his most recent film?
I think Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise hit.
Was it?
Yeah, I mean, hit enough. Jumanji hit.
Yeah, that's
partially because of Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude is Yeah, he hasn't. He brings people to the box office.
He does, yeah. Like Central Intelligence, that was awesome.
Yeah, all those
But those are all
movies,
older, right?
They
like,
are older, but he hasn't made anything like super recently.
Okay.
I think this Mark Kerr movie is going to be the first movie that he's released in the last couple years.
Is Black Adam? How did that do?
Oh, shitty.
Yeah.
Shitty.
Because that was the most recent. I think that's his most recent film.
Yeah, but even by comparison, I mean, so Black Adam, I want to say did something like $500 million and is considered a bomb because they, put, 200, 300 million into the movie just to get it going. But if you have a budget like you would have in any other movie, movie's a hit. I mean, who puts out a movie, makes, 500 million and calls it a bomb, So
yeah. He I think he was supposed to be cast in, I think Moana 2 is coming out and they're trying to do a live action of it and that I think he's going to be in it. I heard some sort of stuff about that, but I wasn't sure.
I saw the teaser for Moana 2.
Yeah.
And they just gave us a little small teaser trailer.
That's animated though, right?
Yeah, it's animated. Yeah. But voice acting, I mean, still getting paid.
Yeah, get that
paper. And, the fact that The Rock reminds everyone that he is Maui every chance he fucking gets. Like even on WWE shows and content, he sings the song, "You're welcome," whatever. He sings that, and like he keeps it in the forefront of you. Oh yeah, that's right. He was that guy. He was Maui. So, I mean, he's just smart. Social media. What does he have? He's the most followed actor on TikTok.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's the most followed actor. I think he has something like 300 million followers on TikTok.
Yeah,
something like close to that on Instagram. I mean, the dude's he has the blueprint. He's just doing it right now, man. So
yeah, that's good.
Remember they were saying he was going to run for president?
Yeah. Isn't he? Yeah, he's backing away from politics right now. He's like, I'm out.
He might win. He might win in this climate.
Man, I don't want to get into politics, but there ain't good people in that world.
Well, there was a lot of he had the show, right? The Rock show. It came on NBC. And the premise of the show was him talking about his past life as he's running for president.
Oh, okay.
And so I don't know this for a fact, but evidently a lot of people believe The Rock is like anti-American in some way, like he does. And I don't see it because every time I see a Rock post, he's either very, very pro-American, very advocating for our military and just our culture as a whole. But there's people out there who believe it's just the front and he's like anti-American, and I don't know where it comes from. I don't have knowledge about it, but evidently that's a thing.
They say follow the money. Is it going back to China? Is he? Who is it?
Money.
Who is oh man, the wrestler that is, oh my god, he has his own show that was part of Suicide Squad. He was the character.
Oh, John Cena.
John Cena. Yeah, like China owns John Cena.
Do they?
I guess that's what people say.
Damn, that show is good too.
Yeah.
Peacemaker. That show is
Peacemaker.
awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
That show is great. We got another season of that coming out.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and on the flip side of the Marvel stuff, DC, what they have going on is very promising, dude. I
have not seen anything from DC yet.
They cast Superman, and so basically the entire cast of Superman Legacy is cast. The younger version of the Queen from House of Dragons, I forget her name. She is playing Supergirl in the Supergirl movie. They have another season of Peacemaker coming. So they're building out that universe now. And James Gunn has said there's going to be no confusion that the shows that we are going to put out are going to be canon, and they're going to directly relate to the movies that we're putting out. And I think that's where Marvel kind of fucked up, is because they left it up to the fans to try to determine whether these shows had anything. Like some of them were obvious, like Falcon Winter Soldier, obvious, but like WandaVision, like it wasn't until the last episode of WandaVision, the finale, that we knew that this was going to be in line with what was going on in the MCU. So it's like, man, I think James Gunn is doing a great job of letting you know like all of this shit is going to be connected, which is very smart.
WandaVision was so good.
WandaVision was great.
So good.
Yeah. Where's my Vision Quest show? Where's that?
Yeah, that was talks about that.
Yeah.
Right?
Is it Dead in the Water?
I haven't heard anything.
Yeah. Give my man Paul Bettany some love. You can't look, that dude's getting older. You can't look like a robot forever, dude. You got to get that man on camera right now.
Talented.
Oh,
too.
he's awesome. He's so good, man.
Did you see him in with the Heath Ledger?
Knight's Tale.
Knight's
yes,
Tale.
again, another one of my favorite movies. That's such a good movie, man.
And both those guys, like actually all three of those guys that were in the movie, Heath Ledger to, oh my God, I'm just terrible with names, but the whole casting, like the way they portrayed being a bard and being like Heath Ledger's handyman, whatever guy.
Was this Ward? Is that what it's called?
The Ward, his Ward.
Yeah.
But he's hilarious and stuff.
Yeah,
he's
really
in like
good.
My Alien. There's like a TV show that he's an alien now.
Yep. That movie Legion. Remember that movie Legion?
Yeah.
He's like an angel.
Yeah.
He's like, is he Michael? He plays Michael.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, he's so diverse. Mm-hmm. Like he's a versatile actor. He can basically, he can be funny. He can be serious. He can be dramatic. He can, he's really good. And I feel like if you're going to do a Young Avengers movie or show at some point, you got to have Vision in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. So
for sure. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. You were talking about Diddy a little bit earlier.
Diddy. So there's a lot going on. So I feel like you've got some stuff that you can share, and I've learned a few interesting details as well.
Isn't it's so weird, like when we heard that his house was raided, I thought it was really weird that, first of all, it was the Homeland Security Division of the FBI, which I thought was weird anyway. But then someone told me, well, because of sex trafficking and blah, blah, blah. So whatever. But then I thought it was weird that they raided his crib. No arrest warrant. Haven't arrested him yet for anything. His sons were at the house. They had a chopper overhead. His sons handcuffed, hands behind their back.
Dang.
But don't arrest them. Chopper leaves, they let him go back in the crib.
What?
Yeah. And that's when I thought, like, okay, this shit is getting kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But then when the Cassie thing came out, I was like, okay, this makes sense because, they raided, they probably got hold of this tape in the raid. Somebody leaked it. And, now this is what's happening. Now Diddy is in a fucking whirlwind of bullshit right now.
Yeah.
And was it like three or four women since that have come out? Man, won't stop, can't stop.
Won't stop. Yeah. There's obviously there's way more going on.
Yeah, 100%.
So Cassie was like the window to the Pandora's box that P. Diddy is.
Right.
And how whatever he's involved in and how far it reaches into the Hollywood scene, the music scene, it's gonna get crazy.
I'm a skeptic, right? Just by nature. Do you believe? So I do believe that when there's smoke, there's fire, right? So I do believe that there definitely was some inappropriate behavior with women leading up to all this. Like this is not all like bullshit. There's legitimacy here. But all the stuff like the underground tunnels and like some of the homosexual relationships and all the shit. Do you think that, people are going to be more prone to believe that stuff because now this stuff with the assault is out, right? Do you think that all of that is real as well?
I think it's plausible. I don't think anything is out of the question. If they took away cameras, they took away recordings and whatever other stuff that he's got in there. There's definitely stuff going on in there.
Man,
they got weapons on him, dealing drugs. Human trafficking. Wendy Williams, remember Wendy Williams? Mm-hmm. I guess supposedly that she, rumor has it that he drugged her and that's why she's as crazy as she is now.
Drugged her and what?
That he raped her.
God, Wendy Williams.
Yeah. And like Kim Kardashian, she's like involved in some of the stuff. Now, granted, I was like watching that Kanye, because Kanye was like, You know, people think Kanye's crazy, but maybe he's got some.
Yeah,
he's on the end, right?
And I said this on previous podcasts. It's like, while Ye definitely has mental health issues and he has depression issues, Kanye ain't crazy.
No,
that dude he's the furthest thing from it, man. Yeah. And some of it comes out so random and erratic that you can't really pull out the gems that are there. But Kanye knows what he's talking about, and there's like, he ain't crazy.
No.
Yeah, all this shit's going to come out.
Because I think he's one of the guys that was talking about the tunnels. He's like, my kids, because I guess there was like, Diddy's agent is now dating, if not married, to Kim Kardashian's mom. And Kanye was like, there's no way this guy's going to be in my house around my kids.
Oh, that's the dude that Kris Jenner is dating.
Yeah.
Oh, did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's considerably younger than she is.
Is he?
Yeah. Yeah. He's like closer to the girl's age. Yeah. He actually made a comment that I think they were trying to invite him to dinner. Like, hey, you've been seeing my mom for a few years now. Let's go out to dinner. And he's like, no, I won't go out to dinner with you without your mom there. And they was like, why? He's like, because it just looks weird. It looks weird. Yeah. Huh. He said, and that was like on screen. That was when they were keeping up with the Kardashians.
Interesting.
So,
yeah, because I guess he's also the guy that Diddy called after that shooting, or after his ex-girlfriend died. Kim
Porter.
Kim Porter.
Man.
So he was the first guy that he called. So there's like some dude. There's some like when the dam breaks.
Yes.
It's
yes. Do you think? All right. So do you think? I don't think Diddy recovers. I'm not even going to ask that question because of a dumb fucking question. I don't think he recovers from this. No. But do you think Diddy does jail time?
I think he does it like Jeffrey Epstein does.
Yeah?
Yeah, he gets put away and then all of a sudden.
I don't know. I think, oh, yeah. Well, so, man, I don't even want to get into that. But do you think Epstein killed himself?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely
all right.
not.
Okay, good. So we're on the same, okay. All right. So I definitely think Diddy is way too vain to even think about.
Oh yeah.
Like too much ego there.
Oh yeah.
But did he get suicided?
I think so. I think you don't get that much influence, power, and money without having things on people that provide that for you. That's what I think. I don't know.
Man, that's interesting.
Yeah. Do you think he got it? Do you think he got it through his talent, through hard work? I don't know.
So I do think Diddy's a hard worker for sure. And coming from where he came from, like being like a Howard University graduate and starting Bad Boy from like virtually nothing and it becoming one of the biggest record labels or hip hop record labels of all time.
Yeah.
You can't get all that without having the type of like just insane work ethic.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me, even a broken clock is right twice a day, right?
Yeah.
And so it's hard for me to say that he, even with everything he's done, that he didn't get that part of his life and that part of his business through just perseverance and hard work.
Yeah.
Doesn't make him a great person.
Right.
But but he brought Bad Boy from with like one artist, started with Craig Mack, one fucking artist, and made a hit, and then Biggie Smalls came along, and that was like stratosphere.
Yeah.
So was it hard work mixed with a little bit of right place, right time, right artist type thing? So it's.
Do you think there was a point in his life where he had to make a decision where it was like, all right, if I want to keep succeeding, I have to do this thing that is going to be questionable. Or if I go this way, then it's going to be an uphill battle because it's going to be all like more hard work.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Option A.
Option A.
100%. Because it's like when you are a person who has that much blind devotion to making your dreams come true and making success happen for yourself, you're going to do whatever. If you feel like it might not be the best decision, but it's the only decision you're capable of making at that time.
Yeah.
And you say, okay, well, yeah, I do some questionable shit to make this happen. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Say less. Let's go. You won't even think twice about it.
Yeah.
You know, and some people are just built that way. You know, morals just,
Yeah.
go by the wayside. Just like the guys, the security that took the 50 grand to keep the tape hidden or to give them the tape.
Yep.
You know, they didn't even make millions.
Yeah.
They made 50 grand.
Yep.
You know, so.
It's like when Kanye says stuff, I'm like, I wonder if Kanye, like Diddy and Kanye, what kind of guys are they? Like, is one, Diddy's more questionable versus Kanye? Because Kanye, I don't know. There's something likable about him.
100%. Because he's just Kanye.
Yeah.
He's never apologized to anyone for anything about nothing. Like Kanye is just that dude. But I do notice I've never seen Kanye and Diddy together.
Yeah.
Never. Is Kanye even on any Diddy tracks or vice versa?
That I don't know.
I don't think so. Not to my immediate recollection.
Yeah. I know Kanye's dislike for Diddy goes so far that he didn't want that dude that's dating Kris Jenner to be around his kids at all. He's like, he don't trust him at all.
Yeah, wow. I mean, dude, just watch Kanye. Just watch that.
And like
dude.
Cat Williams, when Cat was talking about all that crazy stuff, and like, was he onto something? Is he involved in something? I don't know.
Man. Huh. And so it goes back to like the whole Kevin Hart thing. Like, it's so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much that comes out about these celebrities. For me, it's hard to decide what I want to believe is real and what's not. You know what I'm saying? Because some of it is so far fetched. Like he was like, well, Steve Harvey stole, and Cedric the Entertainer stole jokes. But then in the same sentence, he's like, yeah, I run a 4.340. It's like,
yeah,
I read 4,000 books a year or some shit like that. It's like, it's so like some of the stuff is like so hard to believe, but I guess there's like sprinkles of truth in there,
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I suppose he's still an entertainer, so he's got to get those sound bites or whatever. But I don't know. It's just, it seems like that world. And it's funny. Like I have a personal thought on it now. It's like the more you understand about these celebrities and these stars and all this stuff comes out, and they turn around and tell you what you should believe in and how you should think. I'm like, I don't think so, man. Like you're not the upstanding citizen that you say you are.
Yeah, dude, it's so crazy. And like my Instagram feed is full of like motivational quotes. In the morning, I'm like motivational quote, and a lot of it is coming from these celebrities now that we are having, issues with the exception of Denzel. Denzel hasn't fucked me up yet. Yeah. Come on, don't do it, Denzel. I could count on old Denzel.
Yeah, and he seems like very grounded and very like because we were talking about movies and like DEI. It's like, how can somebody, like, only one person could have made Schindler's List, right? And so it's like, and somebody questioned Denzel about like, well, could you have made a movie? I can't remember what the quote was, and he turned around and he's the one that mentioned that. He's like, only one person could have done Schindler's List. Only one person could have done. He named another movie. He's like, it's about a cultural thing. He's like, you can't have somebody that goes through that doesn't have that cultural experience make a movie about this thing. And I was like, damn.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
100%. I think that's why X-Men 97 is so good, because Bo DeMaio is writing from a place like a lot of, in comparison to the Avengers, the X-Men are, their universe or their environment is a lot more socially is like conscious, and they are talking about a lot of social issues. Now, sometimes they remove the races and the genders and replace them with mutants and aliens and all that shit. But the issues are legitimate issues that somebody like a Bo DeMaio can't speak to. So that's why I think X-Men 97 is so good. That's why the X-Men are, for me, way more interesting as like a Marvel team in comparison to like the Avengers.
Yeah.
So
the more I started watching X-Men 97, I realized I feel like that show is made for adults.
Oh yeah.
It's not It's not a Saturday morning
Yeah,
cartoon.
no.
Although when I was watching, I was like, oh, this brings me back to when I was a kid. And like, so anyway.
Yeah, man, it's a great job.
Yeah.
It's on that show. And then it ended, and now we have nothing to watch until this month. And we got a bunch of shit coming out this month. And I think I'm gonna change my my vote from the last podcast. We were talking about what we're most excited about.
Oh, yeah.
And I said The Boys.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that Hot D, that House of the Dragon season 2 is looking good, man. Okay. It's looking good, man. I might, cause I know what they expect with The Boys, right? And you know, cause we have so much like comic, but there's basically going by even though I think we're towards the end of the books now some of this content is going to be fresh stuff. Mm-hmm. I have no idea what's going to happen on House, because I'm not into that, you know, the books or anything. So I have no idea what's going to happen. Yeah. So I know the Dance of the Dragon this was called, Dance of the Dragons. Dance of Dragons.
I'm so far behind on that one.
Yeah. So that's like the war, what is it, 100-year war between the Lannisters and the whoever. But I'm looking forward to watching it.
Cool.
So it's gonna be my shit.
Yeah, June is packed with travel for us, so we're gonna be away from television, but I'm just excited to finish X-Men 97.
How many episodes you got left?
I think I'm only on the third one.
Okay.
So
man, you gotta just watch that today.
Yeah.
Watch that all today, dude. Was it 8 episodes?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So.
We just started watching, actually. Hey, fans of Alpha Geek Podcast, if you live in the Hampton Roads area and you want to try something new and different, and ballroom dancing or Latin dancing is one of those things, feel free to look us up at cutterug.net. We're the Arthur Murray Dance Studio here in Virginia Beach. We specialize in teaching anything partner dancing, from country western to traditional ballroom dances, Latin dancing, as well as if you're getting ready for your wedding, check us out. Once again, cutterug.net. We are the Arthur Murray Dance Studio of Virginia Beach, Virginia. Oh, Jesus. There's a whole list of shows on there now.
Amazon got a bunch of shit out.
They got a bunch. And like better and better stuff. Like, liking it. Because at first I was like, Amazon Prime versus Netflix. And like Prime's coming out with some really good stuff.
Yeah. It's okay to be number 2.
Yeah.
Nobody's fucking with Netflix. Nobody's fucking with Netflix. I mean, I guess Disney is actually, because of all of their partnerships, like they have partnerships with Hulu, ESPN, even like shows that are on like FX and all that is on Disney Plus now. Like Shogun is on Disney Plus.
Is that good?
I haven't watched it. Heard it was good. Heard it was really good. I guess I got to get into another show. I'm just trying to figure out what that is.
Did you watch Three Body Problem?
I didn't watch it yet.
No, okay.
Yeah, didn't watch it yet. I was going to Three Body Problem, and then I got sidetracked watching Tires. Tires on Netflix. Have you seen that?
No.
Dude, it's so funny. Each episode is like 22 minutes. It's about these guys that the son of like a tire store mogul leaves the store to the son to run, and he's just a fuck up. And it's so funny, man.
Check that out.
It's hilarious.
Cannot find this show, but Josh Brolin is in it. Let me just pull up Josh Brolin. Josh Brolin, Amazon.
Shit, I've never seen a bad show or movie that Josh Brolin was in.
Yeah, it's actually quite good. It's dark again, but it is called Outer Range.
Oh, okay.
Outer Range, and it is on Amazon, and it does have 2 seasons, or the second season is getting renewed or whatever.
Really?
But it's pretty cool. It's him kind of like being a rancher, so it's got that kind of Yellowstone vibe to it, but there's some sci-fi to it. So
really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting.
Outer Range. Yeah,
Outer Range.
We need to start a new show, so
check it out.
There's a couple that I want to start. I watched like the first episode of Reacher, and I was like, this is okay. Everyone like raves about Reacher.
Yeah.
And I think it's like I was watching while distracted.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll go back and start over.
Are you in the first season you're talking about?
Yeah, the first episode, first season.
It gets good.
Does it? Okay.
It gets really good. Yeah, it's a good story. And
that's a big Jack motherfucker,
dude.
Man. Yeah. Was it Richardson?
Yes. Yeah.
So he is a huge fan cast for Batman.
Really?
Yeah, huge fan cast. So people, really want him to be the next Batman.
I don't see him as a this kind of Batman.
Yeah. He's huge, and I can see him as Batman, maybe not necessarily as a Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne, yeah.
So between him, not Stephen Amell, but who he played Soldier Boy on I'm forgetting his name. Soldier Boy on The Boys.
Oh yeah, I don't want to know his name.
Has a brother as well.
Reports with Google.
But he's another one that they're fan casting as Batman. Winston Duke is another one. He played M'Baku in Black Panther. So that'd be cool. We'll see.
Maybe you should try Alpha Brain too.
Oh man, I remember. See, if you force me, I'll remember. No.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh well. It'll come up. Closing
thoughts. Yeah.
You're like, these motherfuckers can't remember shit.
there's so much like drama. I got pulled into all the Diddy drama, man. It's like my YouTube feed is just filled with that stuff. And like there's it's cool. These content creators are coming out with some stuff that they have the in the know, like Mike Zero does with Disney. And it's cool to see how other content creators create stuff and and then report the news to all of you.
Yes. Eccles. Stephen Eccles is his name.
There you go. That during I was saying all that, he was thinking. Yeah.
Yes. and we love doing it. We love reporting the news to you. And if we're lucky, we will have some new studio swag up next week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet, but dude, he sent me pictures of it yesterday.
Ooh.
While like just coming out of the 3D printer.
Yeah.
And dude, it's gonna look sick.
Awesome.
It's gonna look sick. I can't wait.
Yeah.
So
how many of our viewers would like to see me purchase and build the Millennium Falcon Lego set? Dude, you see that thing?
Raise my freaking! I want to see that shit,
dude. It's like $1,000. That's so crazy. When did Legos become $1,000? I don't know.
You know, there's a Lego festival coming here to Hampton.
No.
Yeah. I got the email yesterday. Is it Beast Fest or something like that? I'll show it to you when we get out.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have coming to Hampton.
Cool.
I believe it's going to be Hampton Coliseum. Lego festival.
Wow.
Yeah, so I know I can't do it, dude. I have zero patience.
Yeah.
Zero patience.
This girl on my Instagram popped up and she built it and she did like a time lapse of it. It's pretty funny, but it's like thousands of pieces.
Yeah,
and
I know.
I was like, damn.
Are you going to do it?
I don't know. Wendy is like, well, if you like to do it, you should do it. I was like, but I need a place to set it all up.
Yeah,
you can't just do it in a sitting.
Yeah.
It's like,
how long do you think it'll take you, give or take?
Oh my God, months.
Yeah, wow.
It'll probably take a couple months. Yeah, because it's like, I can't remember how many thousands of pieces it is, but it's, sit down and like, and the book, the manual to put it together is like this thick. I was just like, damn.
Yeah, no. Why do you do that to people? Little kids can't put that shit together.
Well, there is an age advisory. You have to be 18 and over to put it together.
Yeah, to even fuck. They're like, here, you don't even fuck with this unless you're 18.
They'll probably end up eating half the pieces.
Yeah, no, you lost me.
Yep.
Cool, man.
So we got some news in the cookie, right? You got some news?
Yeah, we got a little bit of news. We are, man, I don't know how much of this I want to give away because it's a lot of people have been asking for it, and you got to listen to the people. The people who want it, you got to give it to them. So we are going to start distributing our giant gourmet cookies again.
Nice.
Now, if you're not familiar with the Juggernaut cookies, we started out making a giant gourmet cookie. I mean, these things were monsters. They were between 6 and 8 ounces. They were about, like yay thick. They were, very regularly filled with either, peanut butter or Nutella or French cream or I don't look like it, but I'm a baker. I'm a bad motherfucker when it comes to baking. So we're gonna bring it back.
Cool.
We got to do it. Got to listen to the people, and so they should be. You should be able to buy them at our website. the second to third week of June.
Cool.
Yep. So
Good.
we're back on it, man.
And
So stay tuned.
Share the website.
Yes, it is juggernautcookies.com or cookiehunk.com. Either one takes you to the same website. So we're going to be revamping the website. We're going to make room for all our new product. And we're looking at somewhere around 8 to 12 new flavors. So
Wow.
yeah, we got some good shit coming for you guys. So stay tuned.
Cool.
Yes.
Awesome.
What about you? Tell us where to find you.
So you can visit our website. We're teaching ballroom social dancing at cutterug.net. The Arthur Murray Dance Studio here in Virginia Beach, Virginia, where we can make your wedding dance come true. Or if you want to go out to the oceanfront, enjoy all that live music and dance a little bit and groove and feel confident out there. Good music is in Virginia Beach. So come out, learn some steps. If you like country western, go to the bank or go to what's the other one? There's the bank, the Eagles Nest.
PBR, yeah, Eagles Nest, PBR, yeah.
We also teach country western, salsa, bachata, merengue, everything. So check us out.
Bachata. Yeah, I love when you say that. Yeah, definitely check them out. Dude, I got 2 left feet, and I even came in and learned some dance, and did pretty well. So they can teach me, they can teach anybody.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
That's
for
right.
sure.
Cool.
On behalf of myself and Taraz Denisinko, we appreciate you tuning in. Please like and subscribe. A little click for you means a big click for us. We appreciate it, and we will see you on the flip side.
Peace.
Coming through.